What's going on, guys? It's your boy JJ over here, Never Defeatist, coming at you with a fun video here to kind of kick off the DGBA season, which we are starting here in a couple days. So this is the week 0 power rankings, and so basically these are just going to be my thoughts on the teams in order 12 through 1 in strength of draft and strength of team, and kind of what I believe is going to happen during the season. And then at the end we'll give some fun little awards out, or pre-awards I should say, and then we'll go from there. So starting at 12, we actually have my team, the Peoria Pidgeots. I put myself at 12 because I think my draft is, well, after talking to a lot of coaches, I have some power. I feel like my team has a super high ceiling but a really low floor, if that makes any sense. I think this team can bomb in some weeks and it could do really good in some weeks. So I think just with the way I drafted, the team can be really bad and the team can be really good. So we will see. It's all about how I use it, I guess. But I'm putting myself at 12 just because I think that my team could have been a lot better. And that's why I kind of hate the #1 spot. But I'm definitely looking forward to using this team. I definitely think Manaphy, Silvally are going to star. I think Weavile is going to pick up some kills and be in the MVP discussion. But we'll go over that a little bit later. Second, or in 11th, I should say, I have the SLB Ben Infinians. I can't talk today. I have him here because, in my opinion, his walls are very good. Vaporeon, Florges, Celesteela is a disgusting core, along with Delmise and his typing, and Mega Blastoise as well. But I put in Zygarde too. His team is really strong. I just feel like his speed tiers are not very strong, and with the Noivern, albeit holding the Z Crystal, he's going to be able to do some things. And Raichu being his top 2 speed guys, I don't see, well, and Skylopeed as well with the speed boost. He has good speed. I just don't think they're that strong. I think Skylopeed might be his most underrated mon, just because it can get SD and can set up a speed boost, or keep setting up speed boost, I should say. But I'm excited to see him use the team. I just think he's built a little more defensively, and I think when teams are able to plan for that, he'll be a little bit easier to beat. But but also it's so flexible. I think he has a chance to do well this season, and I definitely see him shooting up the power ranks. As far as number 10 goes on the power ranks, we have the London Lycanroc and Cav. Now, he is here. I don't know why he's at 10. His team is super strong. I put him here because I don't see much reliability in his bulk. His bulk is Necrozma, Gastrodon, Gligar, Avalugg, and Comfey, I would say. Which isn't much bulk, and I think it's pretty easy to plan for. Not a lot of them have a lot of recovery, besides Comfey obviously doing all the recovering at once, but I don't see his defenses being very strong, but his team is very good in the Tornadus T and Mega Lopunny attacking scheme. It's going to be fun to see him use those two together. His Tornadus T is holding that Z Crystal, which I don't like necessarily just for the way I use Tornadus T. I love it having an item. I love it having a Life Orb or an Assault Vest, possibly a Choice Scarf if it needs it, Specs as well. It could be even Bandit. It could be, but I like it having items more than the Z Crystal. But it's still gonna be a good Z Crystal user because its stats are so good. Plus your generator, it's going to be an awesome mon. He's going to use it well this year. But yeah, so I have him at 10. So for the next set of power rankings, we have the Branberry Buzzwoles coming in at 9. So Johnny Boy, a new coach to the league. His first pick was Keldeo, and that's also a Z Crystal user. I'm not a big fan of Keldeo. They get to one-trick pony. I think that's kind of funny. A one-trick pony and it's Keldeo, but I think it's kind of a one-trick mon. It can be used a little diversely, but it also cannot be. You're going to be bringing that Water Z Crystal, that Fighting Z Crystal, most weeks. So it's okay. It's good, but I just don't think it's that good. He also has Mega Latios, so that's kind of why he's up here at 9. Mega Latios is amazing. Superior, Diggersby, very good. He has Mandibuzz and Rotom Heat, and Empoleon is kind of his more defensive mons. Claydol as well, and their Registeel as well. His defensive mons are okay. They're okay at supporting. I just don't think it synergizes very well with his Latios Keldeo attacking core. Now that attacking core is going to be tough to stop, especially with Superior as well, with the speed and the power of Leaf Storm and Contrary. But that's why he's up here at 9. I think he's going to have a good season this year too. I can see him making some moves on the team, you know, kind of trying to get a little bit better. But yeah, his team's looking good. That's why he's a 9. Definitely above me. So next up is 8. The Armaldos. Arma, I got you, Parksy. But got him coming in at 8. So he has Darkrai. Alright, moving on. No, so he has Darkrai. Darkrai Z is disgusting. It's going to be nasty. It's going to sweep teams. It's hard to prepare for. It's my moveset is diverse. It can Calm Mind. It can Swords Dance. It's disgusting. It's a very strong mon. That's going to do some work in this draft. Also, with Toxapex, great defensive mon with Haze. It's gonna be able to do some things for his team. Arcanine, Shaman are 2 great mons. And he has the Mega Aggron, which I think is going to be a sleeper this year. I think people sleep on what it can do offensively and defensively too as well with Thunderwave. So I think Mega Aggron is going to star for this team. I think it's going to be able to T-Wave some things that Darkrai can't handle, and then Darkrai is going to be able to come in and sweep. So I think this team is very well built, especially with Reuniclus in the back. This team can do some things, and I think that's why I got it at 8. I think it's just one of those middle of the road teams with high upside with Darkrai. So coming in at 7, we have the Utah Wheeze and my guy Pac-Man. So Utah Wheeze drafted Landorus with its first pick, and then decided to draft all his counters next when Skarmory and Rotom Wash. This team is very good defensively between Skarmory, Rotom, Umbreon as well. This team is very, very good defensively, and Landorus is just a defensive mon all in itself because it gets Intimidate. So we look at his team and we just say it is very well built. Cloyster as well can sweep, Acelgor is fast, and his Mega is Mega Gardevoir, which can just poke and punch holes in teams as well. And also you got Entei in the back, which we know is Slap a Choice Been on thing. It's going to wreck through some walls. So hold on a second. My music just got super loud for some reason. You can calm down. Alright, we're back. So yeah, his team's really good. I like him there at 7. I think he's gonna have a good year. Especially that I think that Mega Gardevoir is gonna come in and bust through some team. Busters, especially with Skarmory Hazard Stack, and he has Selgor as well, and Cloyster even with Spikes. I feel like he's gonna be able to set up a lot of hazards. And hazards plus Mega Gardevoir equal a lot of kills, because Gardevoir cannot. You're taking 60% usually, even if you resist a little bit. You better bring a hard check, hard counter to that thing in order to deal with it. So next up, we have at 6 we have the Icky Town Incineroar. Now coming in at 6, this team is very scary. This is Rain. This is Rain with Heatran. This is Rain with his new addition, Swellow. This is Rain, and I'm going to keep saying this is Rain because it's Rain. Rain can sweep you in an instant. Mega Swampert, Kingdra, you know, in the rain are almost unstoppable, virtually unstoppable. Hitmonlee he has as well as a sweeper, you know, pop off that normal gem and just go to town. Also has that Reckless Choice Scarf as well, can do some work. Coming up in one of my bold predictions about his team as well, Xurkitree is going to make an appearance. I got a fun little tidbit about Xurkitree this year. But Xurkitree is a Z-Mon, which is super scary. It's going to put in some work. It's going to surprise people. You're going to be playing around his rain team so much and trying to break through people like Bulu and Tran. You're just going to be worrying about them all game. And then Xurkitree is going to come in and he's going to set up one of his Z, you know, Z Tail Glow, whatever, Z Rain Dance, whatever it may be, Z Hypnosis, and he's just gonna come in and sweep you, and it's gonna be over. So that's why I got him down at 6. So coming in at 5, we have the London Arsenal and Arsenal, I should say, and Has. So Has, I love this team. He has Mega Latias plus a Lowland Persian, and that alone, in my opinion, is a stepping point where he can easily be top 3 in the league this year. Just between Parting Shot and Mega Lati, Oh, it's and Tapu Koko. It's devastating. I think Parting Shot is one of the most underrated moves in Pokemon in general, especially in draft format. But he's also packing Melodic, who has a chance to win the DMVP this year, always being a defensive monster. Plus Nidoqueen, which is the most versatile mon in the game. In draft format in general, it can be anything you want it to be, and deal so much damage so quickly that you don't even know what happened. Also, Conkeldurr, don't sleep on Conkeldurr in the back. That can just come 1 week and punch a hole through your team before you can even get it out of there. So, his team I think is very well designed with enough power and with enough speed to play off that Alolan Persian very well. And that's also a Z-Mon, so he can just do super annoying things with Z Parting Shot and just a bunch. I don't even want to talk about it. It's going to be tough to play for, tough to deal with. So. Let's hop on down to the top. Wait, no, just kidding. On 4 is the Los Angeles Larvitars and Jack. He's a new coach as well. I love his team. I love Goodra, Primarina, Jirachi. Disgusting. Donphan is there as well. He has the Volcarona with the Z move, which is not fun to plan for when you have a defensive core like Donphan, Primarina, Goodra, Jirachi. When you have those 4 and you have to deal with trying to kill those 4. Volcarona in the back is such a scary mon to have. He also bringing the Crobat, Terrakion. Terrakion's a very underrated mon as well. Tangela defensively is always good. Electros has some good flexibility. And his Mega Absol. We're gonna see how that's gonna be used. It's in a good speed tier for his team. He needed that speed. It's also got some power to it, but it doesn't need. I don't think it's too pressured to set up every game, like most Mega Absols kind of do. I think it's just going to be pressure to do a lot of damage because if you look at his team, his walls, Donphan, Primarina, Goodra, Jirachi, the more defensive mons all can attack. And I wouldn't say Primarina is really a wall, but they all can attack and do a lot of damage. Donphan, Choice Band, good luck. Primarina, Choice Specs, good luck. Goodra doesn't even need really any investment, and he can just do some damage. Jirachi as well. We all know Jirachi, Choice Scarf, Iron Head. You lose games. So the way his walls, he has tanks. Let's put it that way. His tanks, plus if you have speed in the back, 1 Quiver Dance Volcarona. You have the Mega Absol as well with the speed, and Crobat, in that 145 speed tier. I think it's 145. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But so Crobat as well being fast. Let's not sleep on Kecleon too with its 4 priority moves, Fake Out, Sucker Punch, and Shadow Sneak. So this team can do some work, and I think it's going to put in a lot of work, and I think he's going to be easily top 5 this year. And if he plays very well and preps very well, he can be easily the best team in the league. So going to the top 3, we have at 3 the Arizona Arcaniners. Should be Niners, Arcaniners, but it's Arcanines, whatever. Doesn't matter. So in my opinion, Galvantula plus Sylveon, Nidoking, Kyurem Black, even Mega Scizor is disgusting. Sticky Webs with those 3 is not going to be fun for a lot of teams to deal with. You're going to be constantly worrying about getting Sticky Webs off the field, and if he plays the Galvantula right and keeps it around, you're going to constantly be worrying about when's that thing going to come in and set up webs, and I got to come in and get him out of here. And while you're doing that, he can go into Choice Spec Sylveon, Choice Bandit, well, not even Choice Bandit because Kyurem Black's a Z-Mon, but Icenium Z, Kyurem Black, Dragonium Z, Kyurem Black, even Electronium Z, Kyurem Black. It's gonna hit so hard. You're gonna lose your defoggers to Kyurem Black, because I'm trying to think of the most prominent defoggers. Tapu Fini does not want to take an Electronium Z to the face. Fusion Bolt, the Lotties with defog don't want to take a Dragon move, Ice move. Any flying type is not going to want to take an Icenium Z to the face. And then you're looking at a Choice Spec Sylveon just clicking Hyper Voice over and over. Not many things can resist Fairy that well to deal with Sylveon. So, but I think this team can also play around or without Sticky Webs as well, because those two, Kyurem Black and Sylveon, is so much bulk. Plus his speed tiers with Infernape, Sneasel, Medicham, Tauros. He also has Blastoise in the back for defense, so he can play any style he really wants to play with this team. I think this team is built very well. Has a spinner in Blastoise. He has Rock Setters Infernape's is one of his rock setters. Can it up rocks? I think it can. But his team is very well built. Metacham can win you a week. Choice Scarf Metacham, huge power, high jump kick. Show me your switch-ins. I know my team doesn't have one, so you have to figure out how to deal with that when the time comes. But Mega Scizor as well, underrated Mega. It can do so many things. It can defog, set up SDs, sweep your team, bullet punch. Obviously, U-turn. I mean, not much to be said. People say a fire move, but he's got Blastoise. He's got Infernape that can take that. He's got Nidoking that can take those. He's got Sylveon who can take those. It's a very well built team. He's going to do some things this year. I think this is going to be his best season by far. I think he should be top 3, no problem. So coming in at 2, we have Non-Zero. Shout out to Non-Zero, but if you guys can see the week 0 power rankings in the top, it's his name, 0. No, alright, I thought it was funny. But anyway, so Pittsburgh Celesteelers, they're really good. Mew and EMZ, you need to talk about it any more than that. Mamoswine, you don't got to talk about Mamoswine. It's one of the best mons in the game. Deals so much damage with Earthquake, Ice Stab, and then click knockoff Stealth Rocks. So not much to be said, but looking at the rest of his team, Gengar, Clefable, disgusting. They can be used in so many different ways that it's hard to predict them each and every week. Gengar, I think, is an underrated, can be supportive more than people think, even though it's a little more frail. You can do some things with it where its speed tier is so good that you can get off Toxics, taunts, disables, things like that, where you can just really shut Pokemon down and then bring in something else. Snorlax, I had fun with Snorlax last season. It won me a lot of games because it's so versatile in what it can do. Especially with Gluttony and those new berries that we got. Running a recycle set, it can do so many things that's just so good. And then his Mega Charizard X, and such a good player in Non-Zero with Charizard X. I don't even want to think about it. It's going to be used perfectly every match. So you better be on your toes and you better be perfect every match in order to take this thing down. So that's the Celesteelers this year, and they're gonna put in a lot of work. I expect him to be 1 or 2, like he is every year, and especially with this team. I think he should be probably number 1. This year, as the season goes on, his team's so good. It's gonna be so well used as well. But in the 1 slot, we have my boy MX over here in St. Louis ranked Pardos. I think he had the best draft. His team with Victini, I think Victini is probably the best Pokemon period in draft format. It can do so many things. It's so versatile, hits so hard, has the best move, one of the best moves in the game in V-Create. And then you follow that up with a core. I think we talked about this in the draft recap a little bit. In Hydreigon, Meloetta, and Cofagrigus. Good luck breaking through that core. I mean, that core is disgusting. The best part about it is it deals a lot of damage too. So breaking through that core is not going to be easy. Excuse me. But his team is built very well, and with Mega Aerodactyl, getting him a very good speed tier as well, and with a lot of power. And then you talk about all those Pokemon, and then he has Tapu Fini and Ferrothorn just down there, not even being talked about. Those two together are scary. They cover each other very well. They also are so bulky that they can play they can set up hazards, and they can clear hazards from your side to give Hydreigon, Victini, mons like that very good balance, and they can bring him in at any time. I just think Tapu Fini Ferrothorn is slept on with this team. And then he also has Zebstrika, which I love Zebstrika in the draft format. It can do a lot of different things that people don't see. It has very good move pool. And then Tyrantrum, I mean, Rockhead Tyrantrum with Dragon Dance, especially if you get up some hazards. Nothing's living head smashes. Tyrantrum is a very sneaky pick down there that people will be like, oh, it's just a Tyrantrum. Then it comes in, sets up one D-Dance on one of your mons that can't touch it, and then it's game. So, and Mienshao up top. Mienshao speed tier is fantastic with Fake Out and Regenerator. I just think this team's built very well, and I think it's going to be a very good, very scary team. He could definitely easily be 1. He could definitely easily be 2. Easily top 3, I think, no matter what. But I definitely think he can take that top spot this year. So, those are my power rankings, 1 through 12. if you want to debate them a little bit with me, hey, hit me up on Discord. We'll talk through them. But I think those are decently accurate. There's obviously going to be a lot of fluctuation that we're going to do each week, and we'll go through them each week as the battles go on. But I think that's kind of a rough, just by the draft. I'm not talking about anything else but the team construction and the draft. So we're going to finish off the video today with the next couple things. So these are my a couple bold predictions and awards. So we're going to have, I know we're the 3 main awards this year, and you can kind of see my wonderful images that I found for these awards. So the Arceus is going to be given for the MVP, the Lugia is going to be given for the D MVP, and the Mew will be given for the S MVP, which is the support MVP. And I have like a little, I wouldn't say an algorithm, but like a equation set up to how I calculate these things, which I will be doing throughout the season. And I can kind of keep you guys updated on who's wearing the MVP, who's wearing the DMVP, all that stuff. So, and I will do that as the season goes, as long as you guys tag me in the battles and you let me handle all that, so I don't lose track where I'm at. All this stuff will be handled by me this year. So, and here they are. So my 3 bold predictions. Zer0 will sweep at least, in my opinion, I didn't put at least, but at least 6 teams this year, and will be up there in the plus minus for the MVP. I think Zer0 will be slept on this year. I think Zer0, I think people will kind of forget about it in the back when they're trying to break the core of Coach Oak's team, and Coach Oak will get off a move and just sweep the team with that beast boost and plus speed. And I think Zer0 is just going to have a super, super good season in the situation he's in that Rain team. So that's number 1. Number 2, there will be there will be at least 2 squads this year. One will go undefeated, and then one will go 0-11. So I think somebody this year, albeit anyone has the chance to go 11-0 undefeated, because it's Pokemon. So if you plan well, you're going to do a good job. So, and also I think somebody has a chance to go 0-11. I don't know, it might be me, because I think my floor is so low with my team. If I play poorly, I definitely can go a solid 0-11. But yeah, that's one. And then I think that over half the tier 1 picks will have a negative plus minus by the end of the season. I was looking at the tier 1 picks, and I think there's some I'm not saying duds, but I think there's some in there that are not going to be used to their best of abilities, and they're not going to get that many KOs. And I think that they can kind of fall into that negative plus minus range if not used correctly. So I think those tier 1s are going to struggle a little bit more this year, just because I think all the other tiers are very stacked. I think there's going to be some tier 1s that struggle this season for sure. And then I predicted kind of the MVP, the DMVP, the S MVP. You can kind of see him down there. So I think the MVP is going to be Mega Charizard X. I think a Mon with that strength coming from non-zero is going to be devastating to a lot of teams. I think it's going to run through a lot of teams. I think it's just going to demolish a lot of teams. I think it's going to have the highest plus minus. I think it's going to win MVP. And I think it's going to lead him to a finals appearance this year. Kind of like he does every year. He kind of sniffs the finals every year because that's what non-zero does. I think Mega Charizard X is in a fantastic position just to do a lot of work. The defensive MVP I think is going to be Mega Aggron. Looking at the team that Mega Aggron is on, it's going to need to soak up a lot of hits to let its attackers do some work, and it's going to need to T-wave a lot of things. And that's part of the whole equation that I use, is how many times did it cause something good to happen on offense, how many times did it soak up hits for the betterment of the team, and also attacking is kind of set in there a little bit too, like how much damage did you do while tanking. So it's more of a tank MVP, I should say, but it's like, so Mega Aggron is a very strong candidate for this, like Mega Scizor would be as well, but I think Mega Aggron's going to pull it out and win the defensive MVP award. And then my support MVP is a Alolan Persian. Now, the team that Alolan Persian is on is literally set up perfect for Alolan Persian to just parting shot and annoy and fake out damage and annoy and annoy and annoy and annoy, to where Nidoqueen, Tapu Koko, Latias are just gonna put in the most work possible. And I think Alolan Persian can definitely swing the SMVP. So if you guys have any comments, definitely hit me up in the Discord in the comments section below, and we'll talk through some things. And if you guys have any kind of grievances with my selections, definitely let me know. We'll go through them, we'll talk through them. So thank you guys for coming out. Bye.